Hello and welcome to today's video, and today we're going to be taking a look at what needs to be done with this rather nice Sharp GF9797 and this is, I think, something that Tecmo discussed recently. What do you name these things? Well, boombox, ghetto blaster, portable radio cassette. I've always known them as ghetto blasters, but portable radio cassette is also what we could call them. I'm just going to refer to it to whatever comes to mind at the time. So, first off, it is quite dirty. It appears to be covered in a fine shade of tar, by the looks of it. Possibly dirt, dust, tar, whatever else. And I've been told that it does power on. I think we did try this previously, actually powering it on, just to, when I was troubleshooting problems with the little Ferguson radio TV cassette thing. And I think one of the speakers has blown, and that's all I know so far. My friend Jan that sent me this unit did send me a suitably sized speaker, so I can probably sort something out with that. That'll be one of these larger ones that's probably gone. So let's see if the power button works. Well, that's good. So it powers on, and it's currently set to, I think, tape mode. It's actually got a phono stage as well, which is pretty cool. So you can put a record player into it, which is rather interesting. I've never seen that on a radio before. But then again, these were typically pretty high end. And it also appears to have a digital tuner, which is quite nice. And I think I saw a light button, which would obviously light this up here. The other question is it actually on? What input mode is it currently on? So where is the input switch for it? How would you change its inputs? So there's obviously external speaker connection, so we can actually test if the speaker works by plugging it into the relevant one on here, because it uses these little DIN connectors. On the back we have a number of inputs and outputs. I think we have what looks like a DIN input. There's a beat cancel switch and external mic, and I think external inputs as well. Just some mini jack inputs. Actually, I think that might be an output because it says amp on it, so I've got a feeling this can stand in as a component. And then you've got a phono stage up here with the earthing tag, so that's your phono input. All in all, rather impressive. So let's see what we have as regards some kind of radio. So nothing there. Oh, tape works. Well, it seems to go round anyway. So that's currently power and tape, radio and phono. So let's try radio a second. Those are obviously just tape selectors, so metal and chrome or normal. Oh, hang on a minute. That seems to have sprung to life. Ah, there you go. If I do that, that goes off. If I do that, that comes back on, albeit not perfectly. the light doesn't work, so we'll need to sort that out. So I've got a feeling there's probably some capacitors in this that need to be replaced, judging by that and the fact that the radio side doesn't seem to work. Let's see if there's anything in the memories. Probably all needs a good deoxys hidden as well. Okay. Well, there we go, there's a clock. So you can do clock or radio. So clock or radio. That's phono. Back to the clock again. Alright, so pretend that that is set. Okay, so press memory. Time adjust seems to be in there, so maybe I need to press in time adjust to get it to take, maybe. Okay, that does it. Then, okay, there you go, so you've got to set the clock first. Now, seem to be getting somewhere. I've seen this before with a lot of stuff. It sort of takes a while to warm up or wake up, and then once it starts waking up and capacitors become reformed, so to speak, it then bursts to life. But at the moment there's nothing going on with that at all, so is there a switch that may flip it to external speakers? Certainly not there. And that other switch was a beat cut switch, so that's obviously not it. That is an external aerial. Excuse me. So you can actually do it down without doing an auto sweep. All right, let's test. Let's test out the cassette. See if we have anything at all. Yeah, that one should do. I've put that in the wrong way round. It's definitely a crackle. Am I literally missing something here? Now it's barely anything's coming out of it. And that's very weird. Anyway, enough procrastination. I've removed some screws. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws, which go here, 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 and here, to loosen up the back. And I should now hopefully be able to remove the back, and then we can start taking a look at what is going on inside. You can actually see it's beginning. I did not expect that. That's actually really nice. So basically, to remove it, you do have to remove all those front knobs, so to speak, and the whole thing just prizes apart. So on other decks that I've serviced, all of this circuit boards, etc., mechanism are all attached to the front cover. But on this one, the only things located in the front cover is the speakers, the wiring for the speakers, those tweeters, and that's it. And one thing that I've noticed immediately is we have a couple of broken wires, and these broken wires should go to this speaker. So they would obviously be onto here, and then they would go straight to the speaker, and then you've got this blue and yellow wire which goes to the tweeters, and then you've obviously got this orange wire which goes to that tweeter, and you've got the blue wire which goes off of the speaker there onto the tweeter itself, and then that's obviously earthed onto here. I lied about soldering. I thought, yeah, why not? It's literally a few points that I need to solder, so I just went ahead and did it. I've just realised I've soldered that on the wrong way round, as in that should be behind the white wire, but I'm not going to worry about that. Right, let's find my flex that I was using, power flex, which is here. I don't quite know what's happened to the rest of it. There it is. And let's plug this in. There we go. And let's see if we get anything out of it. So let's put that to there. So that is radio, I think. Yes, that's radio. Okay, so that's FM. Let's tune it up. Balance, I think, if I remember rightly, or one of the two. That's volume. Nothing happening with volume. So let's turn radio off, and let's find my cassette again. There we go. And which one is play? That stop. That one's play. That's interesting, it's only the tweeters that are working. So you can hear it now. And if I unplug this, as in this one, so is it possible both? Both? Is it possible both bass units are blown? Let's put that one back in again. Let's see if we're getting voltage. So it's going to be a direct voltage. So I'm going to do positive onto this one. I'll just put this down a second whilst I do negative onto the other. And we're getting 7 volts at the speakers, so I wonder if we've got a pair of split blown speakers, you know. So with that in mind, let's grab my spare speaker, which is currently wrapped up. So give me a moment to unwrap it. So what I've just tried is literally taking 2 wires from this speaker and putting them onto one of those speakers to see if we get anything out. And we don't seem to get anything out. The other weird thing is we're getting 7 volts there, but nothing here, or seemingly nothing, even though I can actually feel that speaker doing something. So try something else. So we know that white and black go to that speaker, so with nothing else in the way, let's do, so that's going to be 3rd wire, and hang on, see if I can get this 3rd wire, 1st wire. So straighten these out, come in top, yeah, so black, that's just the tape. Black, and I think black is the 2nd part of that. Actually, what we can do is measure voltages at those pins. Let's probably more sensible. So you can see the voltage that I'm measuring. Normally I would have my tripod, but I'm doing this on a bit of a whim, so to speak. So let's go for what would be the white and black pins, which are on the connector of the the 3 top ones. There's definitely something coming off of those. So yellow is going to be the bottom pin. So yellow and blue. So yellow is, second to bottom. Blue is top from bottom. So that's going to be yellow and blue. And that's 0.12 coming out of there. Sorry. Trying to get measurements is actually quite difficult. There we go. There we are. That's that. That's that. No, still nothing. So I wonder, let's plug this back in again. Right, that's obviously balance. This is volume. So I'm going to measure the voltage on the volume control. So I'll pick an earth on the speaker. Nothing. 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 Oh shit. Alright, that's something. So, nothing, 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 nothing. Nice bit of feedback. I doubt you would get any voltage at this, or negligible voltage anyway, so... The real voltage would be at the speakers, which we have ascertained that there is something at. this is just confusing the hell out of me, if I'm going to be honest. So if I measure at this left-hand speaker again, left-hand speaker is, let's say 1.94. What if I bung it all the way up? Still 1.94. Right hand speaker is nothing, but there's definitely something coming through. So let's knock it down on the scale again. So right hand speaker, still nothing. Well, the journey will continue. Trying to see where the headphone jack is. That's the headphone jack. It's actually straight onto the board. There's nothing else. That's the power connector. Sorry, you're not seeing what I'm doing. So, headphone jack is straight onto the board. That's the power connector from the power supply. Looks like it's got a basic bridge setup that you can see there. So 4 diodes and a couple of I think those are smoothing caps, and then we've got this, which is probably going to go to the cassette deck, and then we've got another connector there that's probably going to go off to the rest of the deck. That is going to be the light, so that should work when you press that. But I would assume that's probably blown. So really, from the perspective of, I mean, this is the amp. I can't feel it getting warm at all, so I'm wondering if we have a blown amp. I honestly don't know. I mean, it doesn't look blown, but then again, you can't really tell. But when I've seen amplification chips blow, they normally just blow up completely, but that doesn't seem to have done that in this case. And it's also possible that it doesn't get that hot anyways. It may be a fairly low power consumption. Yeah, a little bit confused. So this is going to be one of the interesting winter projects. Anyway, any suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Okay, so I decided today to get this apart, and I noticed these 2 wires were not connected to this speaker, so I've soldered them back on. Tape is in. That's full volume. It is coming out of both speakers though, but that's full volume. I do seem to be able to no I don't, but to be able to improve it by touching the speaker, but that's just an acoustic thing rather than anything else. I measured voltage over here and it's about 1 volt. It was 7 earlier, although it's 1 at the moment. That's bass and treble. Balance works. That's volume all the way down, volume all the way up. Obviously unplugging this kills off the speakers. I haven't tried headphones yet, so I don't have a suitable pair. Or I think I do, but they need repairing. If I try and hook this speaker directly up to these terminals, you get nothing out of the speaker. If I tried putting the speaker directly onto here, you get nothing out of this speaker. So I don't know what to look at next. I mean, is it possible that the amp has blown, which is there? Anyway, let me know what you think.